Hello, welcome back to this little deep dive chakra series where I've spent between a week or two, depending on what I have intuitively found to be required as I move bottom to top through my chakras, giving each one my undivided attention, which is something I've never done. I've worked on different ones that feel blocked, kind of out of order, but I wanted to really get to know and learn and understand the different subtle energies in my vessel and where they require more attention, and little tips and tricks that I've used to be able to embody these. What I had also done is created little vision boards that I'll put right up here. I made one for every chakra, and I set it as my wallpaper as I was moving through the series, so I would be constantly reminded by the colors, including the crystals I would wear for this, the affirmations, the pictures, things to embody and remember in order to honor the different energies that I'm trying to tap into. My throat chakra was a really fascinating one. I love to express and to talk and to share and things, but I didn't realize how blocked I would feel sometimes if it felt to be a bit deep and vulnerable and personal. And I'm happy to share and bounce ideas around with people, but when it comes to expressing like my deep inner truths, sometimes there's a little bit of block because it is such a vulnerable space to enter, and then to put it out for other people to not only witness, but the opportunity to criticize, all of those things. It felt pretty scary, but by claiming and honoring my true voice, I would literally feel the energy in my throat get unstuck. Like I would put on a blue crystal and cough or clear my throat. And I'm also a reiki practitioner, so I was doing some movement on my throat and I would feel lots of energy here. Again, as someone who's so expressive, I was a bit confused by it. What I had noticed was that I was expressing, but not the raw, authentic truth of my soul. Not setting the boundaries that I needed to, not putting myself first, and also not consistently speaking lovingly to myself, which was a really powerful awakening to really monitor my thoughts in the way that I communicate to myself every day. I'm hanging out with me all day, all the time, and I don't work with other humans, so I'm especially connected to myself and my thoughts during my day. I always try to cultivate positivity and support and compassion in my mind, but I noticed when certain concepts would get challenged in my physical life, it was changing the way that I was perceiving myself and speaking to myself and my ability to express what I needed. So a couple of the more powerful quotes that I incorporated into my vision board were, "I am worthy of being heard," and "I listen to the needs of others." I think both of those really show the potency of the throat chakra. I am worthy of being heard. Like, my voice matters, whether it is standing up for myself, whether it is sharing my truths with you on here, whether it is having a tidbit of wisdom or a constructive idea for my boss or a suggestion for how to more cleanly navigate something at home. I'm worthy of sharing those, and I'm worthy of being listened to. And even outside of those more simplicities, but if I'm having certain emotions or ideas or things that come up, they deserve to be heard and expressed. And that goes for everyone. Just as much as I listen to the needs of others, their truths deserve to be heard too. That's where the throat chakra I find to be so fascinating, is that it is very much a two-way street of being able to listen and to express. And I've learned that as I allow myself the room and the ability and the just to be my raw, authentic, true self in the verbal, I'm able to hold better space for others that are trying to navigate the same thing, that are trying to express themselves and, my ear's ringing, dig into their truths and just be vulnerable and be raw and honest with themselves, let alone with other people. Digging back into ourselves and digging through these layers that come up, there can be a lot of resistance that comes up because it's scary to look at our shadows. It's scary to look at the things that we've put on the back and that we are afraid to investigate, whether we feel shame towards them, whether we have rejected them over time. And I'm worthy of being heard by myself. Like, I'm worthy of listening to myself, and through digging through these different aspects and expressing them and holding space for them with curiosity and compassion. I'm also available and accessible for the worthiness of other people to be expressed in the same way. That doesn't just come from holding space for people all the time, but encouraging people to hold space for themselves. Just as important as it is for us to hold space for and heal other people, the more we hold space for and embody and heal ourselves, the more we can inspire and encourage other people to do so. That's the best medicine. And that was my favorite takeaway from learning about the throat chakra, was how I needed to listen to my inner self more, how I needed to express myself outwardly more, and how other people deserve all of that same and equal recognition that I was honoring within myself. So thanks for listening. Thanks for being here. And if you have any other similar experiences, reflections, if you've ever done any throat chakra work too and had things come up, I would love to hear. Drop it below. Bye.